Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your patience. It is now time to start part 2 of 3 of this drag race mini tournament. Let's see who will start us off today. Daniel MG, Eric Duncanson, El Jefe, and Dusty Miles. If I recall correctly, El Jefe translates out to the boss. So let's see if they live up to that name. But for now, it is Dusty Miles who takes the first win. And they finish with a 2.45. Right now, the fastest time is held by Numbskull, who finished with a 2.42. That being said, if you finish under 2.5, at least for now, you are in a good position. So let's begin race number 2. Will Dusty Miles stay undefeated? Right now, he is slightly in front. The other two are slowly trailing behind. It looked like they might have been able to do something at the beginning, but Dusty Miles just kept pulling away. So now they have 2 consecutive wins. Will they join the roster of our many undefeated racers that have already moved on in the first video? So far they got the first 2 wins, now they just need the other 2. And the race begins. Dusty Miles does have a slight lead. Will he be able to hold on to it? It looks like he will, as El Jefe slowed down just enough to give Dusty Miles the win. And they finish with a 2.47 there. Again, anything under 2.5 is promising for later. Now Dusty Miles just needs one more win, and they will join our many undefeated racers from the first video. And it looks like they're going to do it as they take that last win. Congratulations to Dusty Miles. They are now the 8th undefeated racer, moving on to the next round of the tournament. This is weird to think about. We normally don't have that many. In fact, in our last tournament, we didn't have any undefeated racers going past the first round. At least I don't think so, but there certainly weren't many. But now in our second group, we have Boondocks, Puff, Sarmiento, and Team MSM. And it looks like Sarmiento will take the first win. And it looks like they are also driving a DeLorean. Speaking of which, ladies and gentlemen, I am aware that I said Mandalorian in the first video, and I do apologize for that. I've just heard so many people make that joke, it's become kind of a habit for me. But Sarmiento does take the first win. Now they need 3 more to become the next undefeated racer, and it looks like they'll be able to do it. All 3 racers stayed relatively close together until about the last third of that stretch. This literally straightforward track. So now Sarmiento just needs 2 more wins to stay undefeated. Puff seems to be his closest contender. And the third race begins. Sarmiento had a slightly slow start, but they made up for it and they got their 3rd consecutive win. The other racers are struggling to keep up with them. It looked like Sarmiento was bouncing off the walls of their own little track there for a second, but by that point they had already gotten enough of a lead that it didn't even matter. So now they just need 1 more win. Can they stay undefeated? It looks like they will, as the other 3 quickly fall behind, and Sarmiento is our next undefeated racer. I guess because we didn't have any before in the previous tournament, we are definitely making up for it here. So now we quickly move on to group number 3. So let's see who's in this one. We have Bolo Brown, Stump Grinding, Try Again Man, and Arlo. Definitely some fan favorites in this group. It looks like Arlo is going to quickly take the lead, but here comes Bolo. Will they be able to catch him? No! Arlo will take the first win, and they finish with a 2.48. Very respectable. Let's see who got 3rd and 4th. It looks like 3rd was given to Try Again Man there. It was awfully close, but I guess Try Again Man won by a nose. And race number 2 now. Here comes Arlo. Will he be able to hold on to the lead? It looks like they will, although Bolo Brown is definitely giving them a run for their money. This is not going to be easy. And they finish with a 2.49 there. And Bolo Brown is trying to make something happen. They will need to finish in front of Arlo this time to keep his chances alive. And here they come. It looks like Bolo Brown did have a slight lead at first, but Arlo edges him out and gets the 3rd consecutive win, meaning he will automatically move on to the next round. It is now just a matter of staying undefeated yet again. In the last video, out of the 8 groups that ran, 7 of them had an undefeated racer. So let's see if that streak can be broken here. And it looks like Arlo will keep that streak going as they will take the 4th win, stay undefeated, and move on. They did finish above 2.5 that time, but they have been relatively consistent. And that is a key to moving on in a tournament like this. So now here's the 4th group. TVG Speedster, C-Deuce the Racer, Daryl Abdullah, and Chase Family. More fan favorites are showing up here, and Chase Family takes the first win. Yeah, I remember a lot of people have been rooting for Chase Family before. I would not be surprised if they did so here. Especially since they almost got a faster time than most other racers here. So now Chase Family is the one to keep the eye on. But let's see if someone takes that away from them. Yeah, Chase Family was able to get a good start on the beginning of the second race, and they get the second win. And all these racers moved fast enough that they actually started moving back towards the finish line after crossing it. 2.46 yet again. Remember, the fastest time is a 2.42 held by Numbskull. And now for heat number 3. This could be what seals Chase Family's fate. They start off well and they're pulling away as the other racers quickly fall behind. Daryl Abdullah tries to catch him, unable to pull that off, however. And once again, Chase Family finishes with a 2.46. I think that's the time they finished with all 3 races so far. Let's see if they can do that for a 4th time. And here they come. Chase Family gets an early lead, pulls away, leaving all the competition in the dust. And they will also be undefeated. And yes, they do finish with a 2.46. I believe they did that. Every single race. Talk about consistency while getting the ultimate victory. And now for the second half. Starting with the 5th group containing Oliver, Fix It With What You Got, Matt the Mailman, and EP Videos. For short, I may call Fix It With What You Got just Fix It, but right now we have 2 people fighting for the lead. I'm not quite sure who got it. I want to say it was EP. Let's check the replay just to be sure. And it looks like it was EP. Finishing just barely in first in front of Matt the Mailman. But because that was close, that does not mean EP will stay undefeated. Matt the Mailman might be able to find some way to pull in front of him. Let's see if he can do that. But right now, EP has a slightly bigger lead in this race, so he will get a 2nd consecutive win. But they are finishing at 2.5 and above. Let's see if they can break that. EP Videos just needs 1 more win to progress, and 2 more to join the many people on the undefeated list. And it looks like he'll be able to do that. Matt the Mailman is trying to catch him, but unfortunately it was not enough. And EP Videos will move on, and now they are fighting for that undefeated title. But Matt the Mailman can still take that away from him. Will he be able to do that in this 4th race? He has 1 more shot. Let's see if he can pull it off. EP Videos has a better start. Matt the Mailman trying to come up behind him, but there was not enough time or space to pull that off, and EP Videos will be moving on with the undefeated title in his name. For now, at least. And now we move on to group number 6. And we have Bader City Bandit, Papa, Cooper Vitone, and Killa Kowalski. If I mispronounce that, Cooper, I sincerely apologize. But for now, Killa Kowalski takes the first win and finishes with a 2.43. Almost gets the fastest time. They were off by 0.01. Killa Kowalski has been known to be quite a speed demon in some of the other tournaments, and they're showing that here and now. Now we begin the second race. The other racers almost looked like they had a way to stop him. But Killa Kowalski takes another win, finishing yet again with a 2.43. If anyone can break that speed record, it could be Killa. So now for heat number 3, Killa Kowalski is desperately trying to get the fastest time record. It seems very promising, but they just are falling short right now. But they do get a third consecutive win, and they finish with a 2.44 that time. So they will be moving on, and now they're not only trying to stay undefeated, they are in contention to possibly get the fastest time right now. And here he goes. It looks like he will get that fourth win. It's just a matter of whether or not he gets the fastest time. Did he do it? He did not, once again, falling just short of the speed record by 0.01. A very solid attempt, but definitely a contender for the overall victor. But now we move on to the seventh group. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we have a disqualification due to complications with the vehicle and the putty inside of it. So this time we'll only have 3 racers, which has Flip, Agent 00, and Hollywood Harmeyer. And it looks like Flip got that first win, I believe, finishing with a 2.42. They have tied for the fastest time so far. So now we have 2 people holding the speed record. Meanwhile, Hollywood Harmeyer has some work to do alongside Agent 00. And here they come. Flip once again takes a very quick lead and pulls away like it's nobody's business. And they finish now with a 2.42. They are so close to getting that record. They just have to be slightly quicker. Now, Hollywood Harmeyer may at this point be one of the taller vehicles we've had in this tournament, which may actually be working as a disadvantage. But Flip, here he goes and takes a third win. Even if Hollywood Harmeyer does not move on, they at least have one of the fancier designs I've seen in this tournament so far. But Flip keeps getting to the edge of the speed record without actually crossing that line. Now they have one more attempt to do so for now, and they are pulling away in front of the other racers as they have been. They get the win, they move on, they stay undefeated, and they still finish at a 2.42. That is the closest you can get without actually breaking the record. And it looks like there was a slight error in the numbers, but Flip did remain undefeated. And now we also have only 3 racers in this group. Not entirely sure why, but we have Noob, Cape Fear Racing, and Lily the Dog. And I believe Noob was able to take the first win, but we will check the replays just to be sure. It looks like it was Noob driving the DeLorean. I am making sure I'm saying that correctly this time around. But Lily the Dog has definitely been a surprise contender before, showing that just because of the design does not mean they will always be slow. And in the second race, Noob does pull away again, and it looks like Lily the Dog finished in third that time. And Noob did finish a little bit quicker this time around, but they have to be even faster if they want to take on some of these other racers such as Kowalski and Numbskull. And now for heat number 3. It looks like Lily the Dog might actually be able to catch Noob, but no, they fell behind, and Noob gets a third win here, finishing with a 2.47. And I am being informed that they will only race 3 times because there were only 3 racers. So Noob will stay undefeated after only 3 races, and now these 8 racers will move on alongside the first group. Thank you so much for watching.